It's been a busy week for me and for HotToys, so I haven't made any videos. So in this particular video, this is going to be a bit longer than my normal videos. So if you're watching, get comfortable. We have a lot to discuss. Let's get started. Hi everyone, welcome to One Six Figure Focus, and in this video, we've got to discuss this, and yeah, we're going to take a look at this, but we're going to start off with this. So there's lots to talk about. So obviously, May the 4th, obviously, May the 4th be with you and stuff like that. It's kind of like a Star Wars day now, as it has been coined, and HotToys, they're not great at kind of recognizing anniversaries and stuff like that. They could probably do a little bit more. They do on occasion though give us things like 40th anniversary Empire Strikes Back figures, or 40th anniversary Return of the Jedi figures, and then we have upcoming 25th anniversary episode 1 Phantom Menace. So they do, and of course was it the 20th anniversary Attack of the Clones figures? Yeah, so they do mark certain occasions, but I suppose we would probably want a little bit more for certain IPs. So like if you're an original trilogy fan and you were looking for, say, a Besman Han, for example, they kind of just gave us some good figures. I mean, the Snowspeeder Luke is one of my favorite figures in my collection, but they kind of went back to kind of figures they'd done before, like Boba Fett and Darth Vader. Of course, they did give us a Lando, and then for Return of the Jedi, they've given us that amazing Darth Vader. I've got that in pre-order myself. I'm delighted it's there. But again, it's a Vader. They've done loads before, but at the same time, they've given us a beautiful C-3PO, and of course that Han Solo, which is Return of the Jedi, not branded 40th anniversary, but does anyone really care about the branding? We just kind of want, my point is, I don't really care if it says Return of the Jedi 40th or not. I do like the 40th anniversary packaging, but look, once the figures are out. So this particular week, you had all sorts of Star Wars stuff. I mean, there's people speculating now that this is just a build-up and they're going to go absolutely crazy in May the 4th. We've kind of thought that before, and we've been maybe a little bit disappointed. I know last year, myself included, because they said they were going to do 40th anniversary Return of the Jedi stuff, and they only gave us two absolutely amazing looking figures by all accounts. Well, the C-3PO looks amazing, and the Return of the Jedi Vader hasn't been released yet, so they say, but I'm sure it would be good too. But they didn't I thought they were going to give us more, to be quite honest. But this week, they've given us, just go through them again. So a Revan from the games, I believe it's a KOTOR, or what's it, Knights of the Old Republic. This one here, is this, oh god, is it Force Unleashed or something like that? I'm not a gamer, so these two are lost on me, although, I'll give you my thoughts later on anyway. This one is from the Dr. Aphra Star Wars comics. Literally never heard of this droid and never heard about Dr. Aphra until this week, so I don't think anyone was really crying out for this, but at the same time, they're giving us things which are a bit different, which is exactly what I was saying to start the video here. So, credit where credit's due. It might not be from me, but that's not to say other people there's probably people out there who are like die-hard fans of this particular series and they're delighted. And then, of course, this counterpart here, I believe it's 000 or Trip, from the same series of Star Wars comic books, that Dr. Aphra. Why didn't they give us the Dr. Aphra? Maybe that's what they're holding off on. And of course, this one that no one wants, but we're going to talk about. This one, I'm really, really excited about. And it's just a Stormtrooper, but I love Stormtroopers, but I'll give my thoughts about it later on. So they give us an announcement, another announcement, a release, because this one is limited, but this one is not. We'll get to that. This one here is the one of those limited releases which didn't really go too well as far as what I've heard in the community. This is an announcement and a release. And that's kind of one of the reasons I'm excited about this, because I don't have to wait around for this. And we're going to talk about this. This is a lot of these characters are kind of like the Power of the Dark Side exhibition, which has been held over there. I believe it's in Hong Kong. Pretty sure it's in Hong Kong. Correct me if I'm wrong about that. But look, we're going to start off with this. I've got to read this. Now, before I read this, if you ever watch Friends, there's an episode of Friends where Joey's character is asked to write a speech for Monica and Chandler's wedding. And Joey's character, God bless him, he's not the sharpest knife in the drawer. So his vocabulary, he feels he's a bit conscious about this, the poor devil, and he is he wants to sound intelligent. He wants to do a good job, obviously, because he cares about Chandler and Monica. And someone, I can't remember who it was, maybe it was Ross, or maybe, I don't know who it was, maybe it was Chandler, shows him the kind of thesaurus tool on, like, I don't know, Word or whatever he was using, and it gave like synonyms, so you can change one word to another word of the same or equal meaning, but maybe make it sound a bit more highbrow, intelligent, whatever. And God bless him, instead of signing it Joey Tribbiani, he used the thesaurus tool and signs it Baby Kangaroo Tribbiani, which is obviously the gag. This kind of reminds me of that. I'm not sure who wrote this, and look, I do not speak Chinese. I do not speak, Mandarin or whatever. So I admire anyone who speaks a different two languages, more languages than one. But this, the language in this is very, for a company, a company that is, this big, I thought they would have better translators, to be honest. This looks like it's a bad Google Translate job. So we'll go through it anyway. Project cancellation announcement. Due to unforeseen market alteration, we have been involuntary to cancel the following projects: TMS 122 What If 1/6 scale Sakarian Iron Man collectible figure, and number 2 the MMS 723 and 724 The Flash 1/6 scale The Flash Young Barry collectible figure and deluxe version. So when I first saw this, I thought, okay, I just saw like the images of the Flash and thought, here we go. Due to Ezra Miller's conduct and his, like, the controversy around him, actual controversy. That's not like 6 scale controversy, that's real life controversy, the things that he's alleged or accused of doing. They've gone and cancelled this, and I'm thinking, okay, Kang will probably be next, because in Jonathan Majors in hot water and has been dropped by Disney and stuff like that. But when I reread it again, I realized that this MMS 723 and 722 are just alternative versions of the same figure. This is young Barry, the one that has basically the Michael Keaton Batman suit, spray painted red with the Flash logo. I think the ears are cut off and something like that. A figure I have no interest in, because it was a movie which was absolutely terrible and bombed at the box office. So I thought it was terrible anyway. I don't care if it bombs at the box office. I like it, but I didn't like it. So I was getting nothing from this, from that particular movie, so I didn't really care. But I thought maybe it was because of the controversy surrounding, actual real life controversy involving Ezra Miller. But then why would they just cancel this one and not the other one? By the way, this, as much as I wasn't going to get this figure and I didn't like the movie, the head sculpt was incredible, and so was the other one as well, the normal Barry. Then also the Sakarian Iron Man. To be quite honest, I don't know anyone who wanted that figure. I don't know anyone who wanted a figure. There are so many different versions of Iron Man. I think the only people who probably wanted this figure were probably like diehard Iron Man fans who get all the Iron Mans, never going to get anything Tony Stark or anything Iron Man. But the vast majority of collectors did not want that 1/6 scale Sakarian Iron Man. Let me know if I'm wrong in the comment section down below. I don't think I'm wrong. I think maybe there might be one person who might watch this video and actually had that on order, or maybe there's none. So no one wanted this. And because they cancelled, it wasn't, they're still having the other Flash figure, which is still up in pre-order, and they haven't cancelled that. It wasn't due to Ezra Miller's conduct in his real life, the stuff that he's allegedly done and that he's in trouble about. So this must have been, from my read on this, low pre-order numbers, exceptionally low pre-order numbers. That's my take on it anyway. HotToys has reacted to the rapid market changes again, so they're saying they're basically saying there it's monetary. And our team is highly disappointed to this unusual situation of project cancellation. Well, you did choose to do it, yet it does happen within our production schedule. No idea what that line means, only that it's cancelled. Once again, thank you for the support along the way, and sorry for any inconvenience. If you have any questions or concerns regarding the matter, please do not hesitate to contact us. You'll contact them, they won't respond to you, or they'll just send you this again. They're not going to help you. So I suppose people who have ordered from reputable retailers, they're probably all right. And I would imagine, touch wood for those people that did. I obviously had none of these on order, but for those that did, I hope they get their NRD back. That's just proper. That's the way it should be. No matter who you ordered from, it probably won't be the case if you ordered from a less than reputable. Oops. If you've ordered If you've ordered from some less than reputable sites, maybe you're going to be in a spot of bother and mightn't get your money back, or might have to do a whatchamacallit. It could be a case that you have to take credit or some BS like that. But anyway, so this here, there's one line on this. I think it was due to unforeseen market alteration. It sounds like they're just saying there's low pre-order numbers. and we have to cancel these projects. But it also kind of sounds in a way that they're kind of, the way that's phrased, and this could be just, I'm sure it's just poor English, but it's phrased that they're almost saying, oh, we it wasn't us. That almost sounds like you're giving someone bad news and you're like, oh, it's not me, it's I was told to tell you this, or, you know, my boss said to do this, or something like this. So it's almost like they're kind of passing the buck. My interpretation of this is very very low amount of people ordered these, so therefore they're like, it's not worth our while doing for this, we're going to lose money in this, and just cancel them. And you know what? I don't care about this. I will care if they cancel something I haven't pre-ordered. I think that kind of sums it up. Anyway, so that's that. That's it's unique because it's never happened before. From what I understand, it's never happened before. I don't remember it happening before. I got my first 2 HotToys in like 2010 or something like that. Obviously engaged heavily from 2017 onwards. But I have heard that other people saying, oh, it happened once before, but I don't know the name of that figure. Maybe someone can tell me and let me know in the comment section down below. Okay, so Darth Revan. So look, if you've been following this channel, you know damn well I'm not a gamer. I would love to go out and buy a PS5, but then I know I'd get tucked into that Miles Morales Spider-Man game, and Spider-Man 1 and Spider-Man 2, and play games like, I don't know, Red Dead Redemption, The Last of Us, Call of Duty, or those Star Wars kind of style Call of Duty games, and I'd probably enjoy them, but it would be another hobby that would be taking my time and taking my money, so I'm going to steer clear. I think I'd rather go to the gym or read or watch a movie, and probably significantly less time and significantly less money. But anyway, yeah, who knows, maybe I do in the future and get into this stuff. This is from a game called, people are calling it, was a KOTOR, or Knights of the Old Republic. I think this game is old. I think it's really old from what I understand. This figure looks incredible. Now, I know very little about this particular character. I've been told that sometimes he's a Jedi and sometimes he's a Sith. I've been told his Mandalorian, his mask is Mandalorian, which I think is very cool. Aesthetically, this is like A1. Love the fact that he has 2 different lightsabers. Love the fact that the hilts are different and the blades are different, the color of the blades. I just think all the colors here work really well. The kind of copper, kind of goldy, kind of copper color, I suppose, of the armor. The kind of the blood red of the Mandalorian helmet. The hood over the helmet. The more I look at this, the more I want it. But this is something that, like, a classic case of a pass on a lot of things that look cool to get the things that, you know, that I love. So look, I'm going to flick through some of these images. I will say, if you're getting this figure, just go CCFL. I think like the HotToys USB powered lightsabers, while they're a step in the right direction, they're still like, they're like little torches, and they're powered from the base. They just look like pieces of plastic, whereas the CCFLs look like actual lightsabers, and they would look incredible. So this is the stuff you get. You get LED lightsaber powered by USB. Now it says LED lightsaber. I'm pretty sure one of these figures, this figure, and I think Starkiller, they both come with 2 lightsabers. I'm pretty sure this one comes with 2 USB lightsabers, and then this one, Lord Starkiller, even though he has 2 lightsabers, and even though they were announced pretty much on the same day, this one has USB power for both, and this one has USB power for one, unless there's a mistake in the little blog there. So you get your normal kind of Star Wars base. That's the basic Star Wars base. By the way, I'll be talking about this later on in the show. So when I say Star Wars base, the kind of, I suppose the kind of Star Wars grill, or the metal kind of looking Death Star surface, or Imperial Star Destroyer surface, or whatever it is, that's the Star Wars base I'm talking about, because I'm going to reference that later on in this video. You get a few different swap out hands. You've got this kind of like red piece of cloak that hangs down from his kind of, I suppose, belt buckle or something like that. LED lightsaber powered USB, a red and a purple. I think this is going to look incredible on the shelf with CCFLs. Metallic copper paint applications. The aesthetic design of this looks incredible, and HotToys seem to have done a good job. Now these coins, a lot of people sneering these coins. Yeah, look, I remember the 501st. I have a Shepperton Studios A New Hope Stormtrooper armor, and you know, from time to time I go to troops for these charity events and stuff like that, and it's a lot of fun. Cons and stuff like that. You get to dress up as a Stormtrooper for the day, you get to chat Star Wars with other nerds. It's just a lot of fun. But coin collecting is a big thing, and merch within the 501st, like different garrisons in Ireland and England and America and Canada, all over the world, they have like their own merch, and they do like these batch runs of merch. Like, you might have like 200 coins or 500 coins or something like that, and the coins would have like designs for like to commemorate, like, I don't know, 5-year anniversary of the garrison, 10-year anniversary, or specific different events within Star Wars lore or whatever. And they're unique to the garrison, and people swap them and sell them and stuff like that. So they do coins and patches and stickers and, I know, like kind of like racing shirts and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. Some people like collect these coins and have books and stuff for them. So I'd imagine if you're in the 501st, chances are if you're in the 501st, you might be into 6-scale Star Wars figures. You're probably loving this. For me, I can kind of take them or leave them. I think they're cool. I have a few of the coins, but it's not something like I go out my way to hunt down and actively collect. I come across them. If I like them, I keep them and so on. But there's 2 different versions. I believe this one is an event exclusive. Yeah, event exclusive. You have to be there and pick it up at the event. But I'd imagine people are going to go to the event, buy a bunch, and then you can sell them on eBay and stuff like that. Or the figure with the red coins will probably be more expensive, probably on third-party resellers, or of course eBay. Maybe the coins will be sold on their own as well. Maybe people will like sell the coins, and you might buy the gold version from Sideshow, and then you might want that coin. You can swap it out. I don't know what if there's going to be other differences. The packaging is going to be different if you get the gold version or the red version. But if they're both the same, I suppose you could buy the coin on its own if people are selling it and pop it into the box. But yeah, look, it's pretty. I think they're pretty cool. I think they're pretty cool. A lot of people are saying they don't like them. That's okay as well. I get it. Like, it's not something that I don't have a big coin collection, but it's kind of from being in the 501st and people gifting you stuff. They are pretty cool. So that's my thoughts on Revan. It looks incredible. But I know if I buy this, then I'll have to get 2 CCFLs, and then I'm buying something that I really don't have any attachment to or don't know anything about. But this is just one of those classic ones. I'm really, really happy they did this, because people were crying out for this, and it's something different. So hats off, pat on the back for you, Howard, and the HotToys team. Lord Starkiller, I could probably say everything, very, very similar things. Again, comes from another game. I think it's The Force Unleashed or something like that. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. What I understand is this character is played in the movie, or not the movie, the computer game, the video game, whatever you want to call it, by, is it Sam Witwer? He's like a die-hard Star Wars fan, and he's like knows all about the lore and stuff like that. Like, and he knows his stuff. So this version of Starkiller isn't like the typical version of Starkiller you'd expect. Kind of going back to that Sakarian Iron Man, I think one of the reasons why the pre-order numbers were so low is because if someone wants an Iron Man, you're not going to go, you know what I want? I want that one that turns into a car from that one episode of What If. People don't collect like that. If you're a die-hard Tony Stark Iron Man HotToys collector, you probably want them all, fine. But I don't think anyone else would really want that if you're just a casual, or if you're like, even if you're hardcore into Iron Man, a lot of people probably still won't want it. Like, if you want one Iron Man suit, Mark III, like that Mark III 2.0 that they recently did, that is incredible. It's like the one to have. You only want one Iron Man. The one from the 2008 movie that starts it all, kickstarted, reignited Robert Downey Jr.'s career, kickstarted the MCU, kind of saved the Marvel, I suppose, TV, or I suppose cinematic universe. So I suppose kickstarted the Marvel cinematic universe. But, Marvel was obviously still popular with comics and stuff like that. But in terms of movies, not doing so great. So with this here, my point is that Sakarian is like kind of it wouldn't even be I can think of easily 20 different other Iron Man figures I'd rather have before I get that, for that Sakarian. This here though, this is kind of in the sense that people are delighted that Lord Starkiller has finally been announced, but I've heard people like, they kind of wanted, there's another version. From what I understand, this is not the like number one look when people think of Starkiller. I believe he doesn't have the mask. You can see some of the Sam Witwer sculpt, I believe, which is like the regular one, and this is from like a downloadable content extra. I hope I'm explaining that correctly. To me, this doesn't do anything for me. The Revan looks incredible, but for me, just the design of this, I don't particularly care for the spikes on the fingers and stuff like that, and I don't particularly care for that style of mask. It's just does very little for me. I can understand if you love this particular character and you love this particular video game and you're waiting for this while you'd pick this up, but you're probably even thinking, I wish they did the one with the head sculpt. I believe he has a head sculpt. Again, let me know in the comment section down below if I've made an error there, but This does absolutely nothing to me, nothing for me. So I just actually, really quickly, Darth Revan is $270. And the Lord Starkiller is also $270. Again, that's just on site. Just want to check that just in case they are your retailer of choice. Now, I believe this one, from what I hear, only has one. I think the back is kind of cool. Only has one USB powered lightsaber. I just think that's ridiculous. Like, why did Revan have two, and then this one only has one, and this has two lightsabers as well? So I'm trying to see if I look. So it says LED light up lightsaber powered by USB and display base. Okay, so I've kind of done talking about this, but I want to go back into the blog on Revan. And does it say any different? So this one says two. Yeah, so like Revan, two lightsabers only, and both of them are USB powered. Starkiller, two lightsabers also, but only one of them is USB. That's just daft. That is just daft. Okay, moving on. So this one here, BT-1, is not exclusive. It's just a standard release. I thought of War Machine straight away. I think everyone does this, like R2 War Machine. So this is BT-1. I didn't know that this droid actually existed, and I heard absolutely nobody in the community crying out for this. I don't know who wanted this. I think it's kind of like that Steve Jobs quote that I'm gonna completely mess up. It's like, we make products that people don't know they want until we make them and they want them, or something like that. It's I definitely butchered that, but you get the premise of it. So this here, while I am happy they did something different, because, you know, people want things that are different and stuff like that. Very strange. I've never heard anyone talk about it. Like, it's great that they're doing something different. I have no interest in it. I've never read the comic. I've no attachment to it. It's just money saved. Like, all these, as cool as Revan looks, I just see money saved. Because let's face it, if every single thing they announced you wanted, you wouldn't be able to afford it, and you'd be broke. So this here, absolutely no interest in it. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. Like, black and red is always kind of a winner. I'm sure it's going to light up as well. I wonder, does the cannon on the left of this light up as well? Very much. That thing on the right kind of reminds me of War Machine. Maybe it's the same piece, I don't know. But that's what this reminds me of, like kind of like an evil Sith version of, it's not R2D2 really, is it R5D4, that kind of more of a mold or something like that? I know it's not, I don't think it's the same mold. I think this one is definitely smaller or something. But my point is, it looks cool, but again, just no idea about it, so I have no interest in it. Very strange the way this one is a regular release. However, this one here, Triple Zero. Oh, by the way, that last one, this one's a torture droid, and I believe in the comic books, this particular droid works for Vader and like is really like excited about torturing people, so it's a bit creepy. And the other droid as well, like kind of is the kind of like executioner droid. So look, they're like an evil version of R2 and C-3PO in a way, from this Dr. Aphra comics that I didn't know existed until during the week. So obviously, how could I be excited about these if I haven't read the source material? But then again, maybe there's hardcore collectors out there that are just will collect anything Hot Toys, or maybe just focus on Hot Toys Star Wars, and they're going to get everything regardless. Hats off to you. I would not have the space or money for that, and yeah, I wouldn't have the desire either. So this here, they're really getting the use out of that C-3PO mold. It has to be the same mold. I mean, we've seen it. When I want a original trilogy R2D2 and C-3PO. I've got the Return of the Jedi 40th anniversary C-3PO in order. At the time when the 20th anniversary Attack of the Clones came up, people were saying like, you know, oh, like some people were saying, like myself, I was like, nope, I'm going to wait until they inevitably do the original trilogy one, whether it's A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, and then other people were going, no, that's not going to happen. You get this now, that's not going to happen. So patience pays off. And I'm saying the same about R2D2. Because, yeah, I think if I wanted an R2D2, I don't want it branded the prequels. And I definitely don't want it branded the sequels. No matter how close they are. I want an original trilogy version. So I'm either going to go back and get that original trilogy deluxe version. It comes with everything, it looks incredible. Or just wait. And hopefully they do like a Return of the Jedi version with the sail barge. Not the sail barge. With the drinks tray and stuff that he had on the sail barge. Or even give us a little... kind of a little feature that, you know, reveals the pop-up lightsaber for Luke. That'll be pretty cool. Or maybe just wait a bit longer and they do the A New Hope version. And it's probably only a matter of time before they start churning out 50th anniversary. What's it? We're 1977. So we're 3 years away. Okay, it's a long wait in fairness. 3 years away from 2027, which is 50 years since Star Wars A New Hope was released. They're gonna commemorate that, I'd imagine, because it's just such a big milestone, 50, and it's the one that started it all. How could they not? And by then as well, like even now, some of the New Hope figures like Farm Boy Luke are looking a bit dated. Even that Leia, that's the Leia I want. Like I'd love if they go and do a 2.0 of the Leia with better sculpt, rolling eyes, better paint applications. And I don't mind if it's sculpted hair or rooted hair, like just, it'll probably all be better. Like, so I'm looking forward to that. I think they will eventually do that. But I mean, that's 3 years down the road and then another 2 years wait time. Like, life's too short for that as well. So yeah, the R2-D2, I do think they're going to do an R2-D2 probably before the A New Hope 50th anniversary as well. So interesting. I think this one, I want to just check for sure, but this 000 was an exclusive. And so yeah, I just want to see, they're limited. I think they're limited to 2,000. Yeah, so this is a HotToys exclusive item available within limited quantities of 2,000 pieces only in selected market. I think this went up on sale on Sideshow, and they had the kind of the queue system and stuff like that, and some people did get it and some people didn't. But this is probably, that's warranted, because I think the same way the Umbra Trooper, like no one was asking for the Umbra Trooper. That, like when I saw BT-1 and Trip, I was like, no one was asking for these. And I mean, that's not shaded them. Like that's just like there's people out there that they consume Star Wars media. They've read all the books, they've read all the comics, they've watched every single show. I'm not that type of Star Wars fan. I'm an original trilogy guy. I loved Rogue One. I love The Mandalorian season 1 and 2. I love the Book of Boba Fett episode 5 and 6 because they were Mandalorian season 2.5. I loved Andor. Just good writing. Whereas Ahsoka I wasn't a fan of. The most part of Book of Boba Fett was poor. There was aspects of Kenobi I enjoyed, and other parts I was like, no, that's not good. So I'm not the type that consumes everything, but at the same time I'm not raining anyone's parade. If you're excited about that, super. But I think this is a good idea doing this limited pieces one, because it's not as popular a character, so it makes sense. It gives it like a bit more an exclusive feel, and they're not numbered, but they're limited to 2,000. But why didn't they do the same for BT-1? Because now what's going to happen is people will pick up BT-1, they'll order it, and they'll missed out on this, and they're like ideally you want to pair these two together. Like when I get C-3PO and R2-D2 for original trilogy, they're going to be posed next to each other in the lead-ins. They're not going to be separate because they just go together in the same way the Trip and BT-1 go together. Right, so the next one. This will be quick. I have no interest in these chromed out troopers. Zero interest. I mean, the only time I think I could possibly imagine getting one of these is if I'm at Star Wars Celebration or at a massive con and they do an event exclusive, and even then I'm not sure I would. But like in Star Wars Celebration, let me see, London was 2023, so Anaheim, was that 2022 or 2021? Anyway, the one before London, they did like a chromed out, I think it was a chromed out clone trooper and a chromed out stormtrooper or something like that. And they were kind of like, everyone was saying that these are, they could only be got at Star Wars Celebration, and they could only be, was that Celebration? No, I'm pretty sure it was Celebration. It was Celebration. They could only be got at the event and need some vouchers, and people were sending each other codes and vouchers and stuff like that. I think it was like, you get a voucher and order through Sideshow. Anyway, they ended up in the bargain bin. And like, look, if you have a full cabinet full of these, yeah, maybe that is kind of cool. Aesthetically, they'd look well, but man, do people really have the money for that? I mean, for me, like, I've got to draw the line. There's certain things I just won't entertain the thought of collecting. The sequels, forget about it. I thought they were dumpster fire. I have no interest in spending money on that. Even like the prequels, yeah, I've got a Cody and I've got a clone trooper, but that's part of like the trooper display. They look amazing, but I don't collect prequels, and that's just because you have to draw the line somewhere. So I think with this stuff, sometimes people might get dragged into the hype, and then these things end up getting sold. So like, yeah, I have no interest in this. I think people would have preferred if Commander Cody was 2.0. I mean, Cody is just looking there, some of the coolest looking, it's one of the coolest looking clone troopers, one of the coolest looking troopers, great armor, just looks incredible. And this here as well, I think they gave us the phase 1. I think it comes with 2 different helmets, but like people wanted, again, this is something you're gonna have to correct me with if I'm wrong, but I believe that Cody I'm looking at has the phase 2 helmet, And then this one has the phase 1 and 2. Would that be right? I think this is the phase 1 that I'm looking at here, and the one that I'm looking at here is the phase 2. So why not like release Cody and give us the 2 versions for the people that want that 2.0? Yeah, and these ones, this was one of those exclusives where you went on to Sideshow and was limited to X amount of pieces, but I'm pretty sure it's still available on the site. Let's take a quick look at that. Commander Cody. This is it limited? This is the limited one. I just want to make sure it is actually limited. So I'm flick through the photos first. Yeah, so you've interchangeable helmets. This is phase 1 and 2. So the one on the right is the one that I'm looking at here that he has, with the one that's closer to the one that I'm looking at, actual Commander Cody. Like, I mean, look, aesthetically it looks cool, but I mean, if you buy everything that looks cool, you'd be broke. That again, that's just my way of looking at things. Yeah, it looks cool, but not enough for me to entertain the thought of doing this. No, it doesn't really say a number on this though. I can't see. Oh no, sorry, it does 2,500. So this is limited to 2,500, and they're still available. I can pre-order it now if I wanted. So yeah, still available. And Sideshow, if that's your retailer, so $260, limited to 2,500 pieces, still available. I believe this is the first one of those limited exclusives that Sideshow has done when you've got to go in and get into the queue that hasn't sold out. Yeah. Now this, out of all of them, oh, by the way, there's nothing here that I'm going to buy apart from this. So this is like, I'd say this was probably, some people were looking at this and kind of going, this is probably their least. Like if you're a gamer and you're into the Star Wars game, I presume Revan and Starkiller were like, you know, Christmas for you. But if you're not a gamer and you're like me and you're more of an original trilogy guy, even the fact that I have the version of this down there, this was still the most exciting to me, because like, you take any of those key Star Wars figures, you put the Emperor and you put 2 of these straight up original trilogy white shiny Stormtroopers to the left and right, it's going to look incredible. You put 2 of these next to Boba Fett, it's going to look incredible. You put 2 of these next to that Return of the Jedi 40th anniversary Vader, it's going to look incredible. Just elevate. You can put them next to, if you don't care about canon, you can put them next to, well, no, they'd work next to Gideon as well. So these troopers, even, okay, these are Return of the Jedi with the green lens, but there were Stormtroopers in, say, Mandalorian, the last like 2 episodes of season 1. So it would work there as well, but they were more kind of remnant troopers. But look, it would work. But this here, the reason I've got 2 tabs open here. This is the announcement photos, and I looked at them and I was like, wait a second. This is MMS 514. So when this came out, it was like the Return of the Jedi Stormtroopers have got green lenses. The blogger images was to show you in a second. They had like Endor and stuff like that, or something to look like Endor. There was MMS 514, so Movie Masterpiece Series 514, 514. That didn't come with the diorama base. Then I think it was 515 did. And one of my regrets is not. This was a gift, and the person asked me what I wanted, and I was like, yeah, just get the regular version. And it was just one of my regrets, because at the time, like, I typically don't use bases. Look behind me, use Peacemaker there, no base. Arthur and Tommy Shelby, no base. That's not a base there. That's actually signatures, a plaque with the name of the character, and Cillian Murphy's signature, and the same with the other character here. So that's not a base, no base, no base, no base. So behind me, you can't see any bases. Typically, I don't use bases. I like the cleaner look. I don't like the sand bases. The Star Wars base that I think was Revan came with earlier on that I said I was going to talk about. I don't like those bases. They're just really, there's nothing to them. They're just kind of generic bases, or the kind of is the hexagons for Endgame, or the big diamond bases. I'm just not a fan of them. I'd rather have them without bases. However, with diorama bases, like say the Ironmonger base, even though it's difficult to pose them, there's a limited display space there. Or, you know, perfect example, the Bespin Luke base, that is incredible because it's environmental. It has that kind of like, it's round. I actually prefer rounder bases, like the inner Joker base. I prefer the rounder bases. It's round. Underneath it, then it lights up, so you have that red or orange glow like you did in Cloud City in some of those scenes. And then the generators, and they have the little white light on them, and it all together, it looks incredible. And it's modular. You can just have the bottom part lit up, or just have the generators themselves. That was an incredible base, and like that's more environmental, and it adds something to display. It's not just somewhere to put them on top of. It's a diorama environmental space, and I love that. But this one is one of the coolest ones, and I regret not getting them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sell this, and I'm going to pick up 2 of these. and just have the environmental bases, and I'm going to get dummy batteries, because one of the bad things about this, because even though that they've done it again, one of the bad things about it, they didn't take the opportunity to upgrade it. It's a straight re-release as far as I know. Now part of me was thinking, I'll just get one of them, but then even though they're the exact same from what I can tell, even if there's like a bit of difference from the paint or production or something like that, or it might look slightly different. It's like when you order Luke lights, you're supposed to order them all together, because if you order 6 and then add another one, the white tones, they mightn't be exactly the same, so that'll kind of bother me. But yeah, so I'm going to sell this one without the diorama. I'm going to pick up 2 of these, and I'm already thinking about what I'm going to do with it. I'm probably going to pose the 2 of them in one shelf next to the Vader, the 40th anniversary when it comes out, just flanked on the back. I think that's going to look incredible. And yeah, you heard me, I'm going to actually put like 3 figures in one shelf and see how it works. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But then the 2 diorama bases, I'm going to give one of them to the A New Hope Kenobi and probably get a CCFL for that. So imagine him standing in front of that Death Star diorama, because just like A New Hope, because he was on the Death Star, and get a CCFL. I think that's going to look amazing. And then the other one I might have Boba Fett on top of. That's one question actually. Is this just a Death Star diorama base, or was that kind of same diorama base, that background that lights up, similar to like in Star Destroyers? Because I don't think Boba Fett was ever on a Death Star, because he first appeared in Empire Strikes Back. Of course, there was no Death Star in Empire Strikes Back, and then it was getting rebuilt in Return of the Jedi, but he died at the start of the movie. Well, he ended up in the Sarlacc pit at the start of the movie. So I'm wondering then, I think it would still look cool to have, like, say, the Empire Strikes Back Boba Fett in front of one of these diorama bases, which I'll show you in a minute. But yeah, anyway, so I'm getting on and on. So look, what's funny about these is all of these photos, they're reused photos from the original MMS 514 and 515 that released. One of the things I was concerned with is because I'm pretty sure this fits in a detail, but with the Bleedens are a bit smaller. I think this is 30. Is it 30? I can't remember how tall it is, but I had to measure it. I went into Sideshow and found the stats. I'll actually check that for you now. So if I click in here, I really love that base. It was one of my regrets. I should have just gone for the deluxe version. Of course, I won't be using it with that crotch grabber there at all. Additional details. So the height, box size, Death Star diorama. So the height of it is just under 14 inches or 35 centimeters. Yeah, so it should fit in the Bleeding. I'll have to just double check to make sure to have space there, but I looked earlier on, it's not plenty of space there, but I'm gonna, because it's 151 centimeters in total. So if you divide up before you work out the different the heights of the shells, but I'm gonna make sure, because I don't want to get 2 of these and then the vision I have not to work. So yeah, that's obviously a new photo. I think that's a new photo, and even I like the way that's there. Like, he's only 1 foot on it. I think that looks pretty cool. I wouldn't be using the crotch grabber now, but yeah, I think these look great. And like, I love the green lenses. Like my own, I have a 501st armor, like I mentioned earlier on, a Shepard Studios. It's actually a New Hope Shepard Studios Stormtrooper armor. But I had the bubble lenses, and you can't see a thing. There's a reason why these Stormtroopers never hit anything. They clip in, they're cool, they kind of bulge out and they're black and stuff like that, but you can barely see anything through them. So I removed them and put a green film underneath, so you can see the green of the eyes. I think that's what I like, was what I actually like, the green tint on these, but I suppose personal preference. So yeah, look, people have been crying out for Stormtroopers. I mean, they've done, from the Clone Wars, they've done any amount of Clone Troopers. From the prequels, they've done you got your Commander Cody, and then you've got the Clone Trooper, and then you got a shiny clone as well that they did for the Attack of the Clones 20th anniversary. Then a Kenobi, you have a live action clone. They've done a lot of clones, but in terms of like original trilogy Stormtroopers, we haven't got too much. I mean, you've got there's a Rogue One. The Dewback is coming with a kind of is it a Sand Trooper Commander one? But yeah, look, this is a straight up reissue. It's a pity they didn't take the opportunity to convert the battery pack to USB. The USB, what I'm going to do with it is, you can get these, this is powered I think by 3 AAA batteries. I'm going to get a dummy battery, so it's like, you can just put that in, and it's like, on one end you've got the dummy batteries that you put into the back of this diorama like regular batteries, and then there's a wire to USB, and that'll plug in, because again, I just want to come into the room, open my smart plug app, click one button and have everything light up. The lights for the bleedings, the lights for any diorama bases like that Besman Luke one I referenced earlier on, and all the CCFLs and Fusion just to come on straight away. I'm actually really excited about this. I know it's probably like the most vanilla announcement for a lot of people, but I'm particularly excited about this one because now I get an opportunity to get 2 because I want 2 and I want those that bases as well. Right now, so I've just flicked on. These here are the announcement photos, and what's cool about this is literally the next day or 2 days after, I looked and I was like, wait, these are the blogger photos? So they had the original announcement photos, which were the same as the photos from the MMS 514 and 515 when they first announced that one right there. And then 2 days later, you have the blogger photos. So it's like, right, this is actually out. And I've been in contact with Lion Rock, and hopefully I'm going to pick up 2 of these. So just flick through some of the blogger images. The green in the eyes lenses is really coming through there. Absolutely love that. Again, like some people don't like the green eyes. I really like it. And I like these look better with 2 or 3. So yeah, these are coming home. That's pretty cool. He's helping his buddy out. So yeah, I'm excited about the one that I think a lot of people mightn't be excited about unless you're like an OT guy or diehard trooper collector, whatever. Okay, so the last thing that we are going to do, we're going to take a look at this. So obviously, HotToys are running this The Power of the Dark Side Expo. I just want to make sure that I have the location right. I said it was Hong Kong earlier on. I want to make sure that I'm correct on that. Yeah, it's in Hong Kong, granted as well. Okay, so this looks pretty cool. So they have a lot of these kind of like dark side characters. So on the left you have Revan, then you have Vader. I don't know what version this is. It kind of has that round kind of cog or disc, which is that the Return of the Jedi one? The forthcoming one? I can't remember. I know that he had kind of like steps, or did he come with both versions? Because I know that the Kenobi version, the light up part was, I think, the quarter scale light up part, but I think the new one was USB powered and the previous one was battery. I vaguely remember that in my head. So I'm not sure if this could be the Return of the Jedi one. I think it is. I think there's 2 bases that come to the Lux or something like that. So then you have Dooku, which everyone is saying is probably going to be reissued. As far as I know, this is the regular one. I don't really know. Then you've got the Emperor. I think people are kind of anticipating or maybe hoping for a 2.0 of the Emperor. I think I'd entertain that. And even there's another one. You could have that. I think parts of the chair light up. You could have that like lit up, and then the 2 troopers either side. You got the Maul and the Blood Fin, and then you got that's Kylo Ren there, and then Starkiller. So just looking here, nothing here I have any interest in. Obviously, I do have 2 versions of the Kenobi Vader and the Return of the Jedi 40th Anniversary Vader on the way, so that's boxes ticked. The Emperor, okay, the Emperor original trilogy, you couldn't rule that out. I think Maul is one of the coolest characters in Star Wars history, and if I was to get into the prequels, it'd be Qui-Gon Jinn, Maul with the Blood Fin. I'd want the Blood Fin, and Padawan, an Irish Obi-Wan, Padawan Obi-Wan. They're going to do that. I think for May 4th, the drops are going to be kind of like what they did with the Attack of the Clones 20th anniversary. I think if they're going to drop something, if there is a big drop for May 4th, I think that's when they're going to unleash their 25th anniversary Phantom Menace. They said they're going to do something for it. I'd imagine. I think they're going to do the Obi-Wan Kenobi. Finally, because they've done them all. They've done a Qui-Gon Jinn. That's just the obvious thing to do. But I know sometimes we think they're going to zig and they zag. But I do think they're going to do that. I think they're also going to give us battle droids, because that's an easy one for them. They already have the mold. They've done the Geonosis one. That makes sense. Apart from that, then I'm not sure what else. Droidica, that's something I can see happening, because it's just so out of left field. You wouldn't expect it. I think they would look incredible. Then what else could they possibly do? I think probably a 2.0 of Maul would be on the cards as well. Yeah, I think they're going to do the Padawan Obi-Wan as well. Not Obi-Wan, the Padawan Anakin, and maybe even a C-3PO. Like, I think they're realistic options. Okay, the least likely would be the Anakin there, but I think it's very likely you'll see a 2.0 of Maul. Okay, I do think it's time that they do the Padawan Obi-Wan. I think that could happen. The Geonosis battle droid is an easy print for them. Droidica is one of those ones that's everyone wants, that mightn't happen, but they have the engineering. They can do the Iron Mans, they can do a Droideka. I think the Padawan Anakin is one that a lot of people want that could be unlikely. Maybe it's something to do with the child actors, but then again, wasn't the Ariana Greenblatt? They did that Ahsoka, but then she was covered in makeup or whatever. Yeah, so that'd be something that could happen. So I'm gonna flick through some of these. So who's this? This is Clone Wars Kenobi, and then is that Chadakin on some sort of bark speeder? Looks like a repaint. Is that a 1-to-1? I think that's a 1-to-1. Yeah, detail on Revan looks incredible. A lot of pleather there on, is that Starkiller? Wouldn't put me off though. I mean, like, the way I see it is like, if I like the character, I like the character. Then again, I'm hearing it's not pleather. I'm hearing it's a different type of material. Man, he looks shiny, but he's very available if people want him. It's funny how this is the most exciting thing. I just love Stormtroopers designs. I think there's nothing screams Star Wars more than Stormtrooper. It's up there with Vader, to be honest. Yeah, the Ahsoka line, great figures. Not interested though. That looks a bit sketch. She looks good. There's Marok. What's this guy's name again? The more I look at this, the more I like it though. Enoch. I just see Incinerator Trooper when I see this, to be honest. And then you have I didn't like the idea of the zombie troopers. Just wasn't for me. And then you got the Death Trooper, zombie Death Trooper behind. Just wasn't on that show. Hera looks incredible. Chopper looks great. So like the figures look great. Ahsoka line, just a great line. That was a long video. Yeah, I was just very, very busy during the week, and HotToys. I was as busy as HotToys basically, so I didn't make any videos. Obviously, we'll be back returning live with the Hope Show tomorrow and covering any announcements or drops during the week. I'll be a bit more up to date, we'll say, this week. But yeah, that's it. So look, if you want to support the channel, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, let me know if you're picking any of these up or not. You can follow me on Instagram and X. That's it. That's the end of the video. See you in the next one. Good luck.